Good morning, friends. Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, if you're watching the recording, wherever you are, I hope you are enjoying this last day of September and having a beautiful fall. My name is Brittany Sigliano with True North Beauty, and here to pop in again to do one of these quick beauty chats. So, this will be our third official beauty chat, not beauty chat, beauty break, excuse me, that we've been doing as a result of the beauty chats, because getting so many of the same questions and not really having the time to delve a little bit deeper into some of the specifics that I'm getting asked during those beauty chats. So we decided to set up these beauty breaks, pop in on your lunch hour or whenever it's convenient for you, and give you a deeper dive in some of the information that I'm getting most requested. Today, we're going to we kicked off with this sort of my non-negotiable series. So cleansing, hydrating. Today, I want to wrap up with sunscreen. I know we're entering into fall and winter, and sunscreen is probably one of the last things that's on your mind right now. But I want to talk about how important it is, even as we do move into winter months where we don't think that we necessarily need it. And if you've had a great summer, which I hope all of you were able to get out and have a good time, we also need to talk about some recovery from that sun and the benefits of some of the True North products if you did not do the sunscreen like you should have done this summer. So just as a recap, we kicked off with cleansing and the importance of cleansing. And ideally, yes, we're cleansing twice a day. At the end of the day, you're using that cleanser to wash the day away. My favorite is the cleansing oil from True North. It wipes everything off, the gunk, the grime, no matter if you are in the country and getting the dust and dirt, or if you're in the city getting the gross grime from city life. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, or even if you're just sitting at home, it's important to wash that day away. And then, yes, cleanse again in the morning. If you're only doing it once, I prefer the night. We can build into it as I tell many of you, but cleanse again in the morning because we wake up, I sweat in the night. Most of us do. My face is all over the place. I can't sleep solid. And then moisturize after that. Moisturize in the evening, moisturize in the morning. My favorite moisturizer in the evening is the True North Serum. It has so many powerful properties in it that really help my skin recover from the day and get it ready for the next day. And again, we're moisturizing in the morning. Again, the hydration cream is my go-to moisturizer. Don't forget those eyes. We need an eye serum or an eye cream. That skin, as I've talked about, is a little bit different around the eyes, and we need to treat it differently. So do those moisturizers both morning and night. I know many of you have a hard time doing both. It's important. Start with one though, and let's build into it. So today, wrapping up this non-negotiables with sunscreen, and the importance of sun protection. So who needs sunscreen? Every single person needs sunscreen. It doesn't matter your skin color, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your gender, what you identify as. It doesn't care. If you have skin, you need sunscreen. A scary statistic, and my goal today is we're getting closer to Halloween. I want to scare you with some of these things, because that's how important sunscreen is to wear. So 1 in 5 Americans will develop some form of skin cancer, and 3 types, melanoma of course being the worst of it, can metastasize into other parts of the body, which is to me terrifying. So every single person needs sunscreen. We've often been told that darker skins don't need sunscreen or sun protection because they have that melanin, natural melanin that protects them. That's not the case. You have got to have sunscreen no matter your skin tone, color, anything. When we're talking about tone, most of us do get a little extra color in the summertime. We tan naturally, no matter how much sunscreen you put on, because sunscreen can only block about 80% of the UVA and UVB rays. So we're naturally going to colors. Our body's response to produce a little bit of color. But I want to make sure that we've debunked this myth of getting a base tan. If you are going to a tanning bed, for the love of all things holy in this world, please stop. It's one of the worst things that you can do for your body and your skin. There's no such thing as a base tan. There's no such thing. It's just your body's natural response to UV damage. If you're wanting to get that quote unquote base tan, do a spray tan, do some sort of self tanner cream, but please, please, please don't ever go to the tanning bed. There's nothing positive that can ever come from it. As I mentioned, only 80% of sunscreen or 80% of UV rays are blocked. So we need that sunscreen. Even that 20%, try and limit what you're doing. If you're going to be outside a lot, wear a hat, find some shade, take breaks, and reapply that sun protection, whatever form it is. Typically we talk about sunscreen just on the face on a daily basis. If you're really going to be in the sun, obviously we want to be covering the whole body, whether it's sun protective clothing or some sort of sunscreen. So we want to jump into a little bit of types of sunscreens. There are two types of sunscreens. We have a chemical and we have a physical that do two very different things. Sometimes words are associated as far as organic and healthier. But eliminate all of that. None of that matters. The biggest piece that matters is that you're wearing it. So chemical sunscreens, those are your ababenzones, oxy, I can't remember the end of the name. I can only remember ababenzone right now. Those are chemical sunscreens. So what a chemical sunscreen does is it will take that UV light and then it breaks it down. It sort of shatters it to a million pieces before it can actually penetrate your skin. If that's what you've got, wear it, use it. The other sunscreen is a physical sunscreen. So those are titanium dioxide, zinc oxide. We tend to associate that with white, pasty white all over wherever we put it. We have evolved so much that that's not the case. So those physical blocks work like a mirror. So when those UV rays hit, they just bounce right off. What do I prefer? As I've had conversations with many of you, I tell you that I prefer a physical sunscreen. So the zinc oxide, the titanium dioxide. Again, use what you have. It doesn't matter as long as you're using something. When do you need to put it on? You want to put it on about 30 minutes before you go outside. If you're really going to be out, reapply at least every 2 hours at a minimum, if not earlier than that. Most sunscreens will tell you 80 to 90 minutes. It's hard for us to do that unless we're really going to be out in the sunshine. But put it on every single day. In the morning, after you've moisturized, put a sunscreen on, even if you're going to be home all day. Today I plan on being home, but I take my daughter to and from school. When we think about even just in the car ride, that sun is coming in the side of your window. It's hitting the side of your cheek. It's coming in the front. It's hitting your neck and chest. Put that sunscreen on because you can get damage even from that. And as we move into the beauty breaks coming down the line, talking about some of the sunspots that you all want to know about, fine lines, acne, sunscreen plays a huge role in being able to treat those conditions and preventing those conditions. So I can't say enough. We want to block all of that. When you're looking at sunscreen, also look for a broad spectrum. Broad spectrum blocks both UVA and UVB. You've probably all heard sort of the acronym that go UVA, A for aging, UVB, B for burning. What do we do when we get a sunburn? If you've had a sunburn, if you blister, you've had a 2nd degree burn. Not good on your skin, obviously. Nobody intentionally goes around getting these 2nd degree burns. But I want to talk a little bit about recovery. So if you get a sunburn, there are a couple of things that I found that have worked wonders and worked miracles. And of course, they happen to be both True North products. When we're looking at the face, if we've had more sun on our face than what we want, the facial serum is incredible. So you all know at this point, all of True North products have chaga in them. Chaga has a natural anti-inflammatory properties. The way Heather has created and formulated the facial serum with the other really powerful oils, most of them are also anti-inflammatory. And when we're talking burn, we want those anti-inflammatory properties. And then chock full of vitamins to help our skin recover and repair itself. When we're looking at the body, go to the body oil. Again, it's got chaga, which is the natural anti-inflammatory, and a handful of other oils in there that also are the anti-inflammatory properties that we need to help pull that burn out. If it's really bad, you're probably going to want to go see your dermatologist, maybe even consider taking some oral anti-inflammatory products, depending on how bad it is. But the goal is that we don't ever get to that point, that you're terrified of getting too many UVA, UVB rays. So you're putting that sunscreen on every single day. The nice thing about the oils, they penetrate quickly. You're not going to be left feeling greasy, gross, slimy, whatever. It's going to give you some relief and make you feel and hopefully heal and recover much quicker. I've told many of you in my conversations, there's really only one sunscreen that I use, and I haven't found one as far as my face goes. I use a different one on my body. We're not using as much as we think that we should. So when we're talking about how much to put on your body, a full shot glass is what you should be putting on to cover your body. When we're talking on our face, a teaspoon is how much you should be putting on to get that protection. But the sunscreen that I prefer for my face, that I wear every single day, is a brand called Color Science. It's a mineral, which makes it a physical block. So its main ingredients are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. The reason I love them is because they come in a little bit of a tint, so it's actually my foundation for the day. It's easy to reapply. It's a powder. I don't like a thick layer of sunscreen, and most of us don't. I mean, even think down to your kids. If you've got them and you're trying to lather sunscreen on, it's not easy. So sunscreen, this Color Science, I think it's a sun forgettable brush is what it's called, our go-to sunscreen, and has been for 20 years in my house. It's what I've been able to get my sweet farmer father to be able to wear, because as he's cutting hay, he doesn't want sunscreen running into his eyes. So this is what he gets for Christmas and Father's Day, so that I can make sure he is not getting his little skin cancers on his neck and his face as he's outside. I hope I've startled you enough to get this. Don't be one of the 1 in 5 to get skin cancer. Make sure you're covering up. Physical, chemical, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you're putting on that sunscreen. Before I go, I want to tell you a couple of exciting things to get ready for as we move into October. There are so many exciting things with True North coming up. Birthday celebration, there's a really exciting surprise coming up that I think everyone's going to really love. And so with that, with some of these things coming up and these deals and specials that you're going to see come through, I want to encourage you to sign up for a beauty chat with me to get an idea of what products are going to work best for you. Because even though the goal is to keep it simple, we do tailor things specifically to you. And that's the purpose of the one-on-one beauty chat, is that you and I can have a conversation about your specific needs and what's best for your specific skin. So make sure that you sign up for those. We'll have a link, and then watch for all of the exciting things that are coming in October. I will plan to see you all in a couple of weeks, and we're going to start diving into some of the conditions and treatments that you have all requested. So we've got a list, but make sure that you comment on what you want to see and what you want to hear about. I want to answer those questions. So leave your comments, watch for October. I will see you all in a couple weeks, but thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time today or whenever you're watching this, and happy fall, happy almost October. All right, take care.